11 defendants in the Arizona version of the fake elector sort of case. It's happening in multiple states, just pleaded not guilty yesterday. And that includes, by the way, not only many of the fake electors themselves, as well as Trump-affiliated lawyers, but also Rudy Giuliani, who was actually ordered to post a $10,000 bond due to the weeks of trouble that the Attorney General's office had with actually serving him the paperwork. And that is going to appear in some quotes that we'll give you in a second. But first, he was not happy about this, not happy about having to appear at all. And bear in mind, he only had to appear remotely. But even so, he was peeved, so much so that the judge actually had to get tough with him. Listen to this.
I've been indicted in Georgia. I've appeared on every occasion. I've been sued about 20 to 25 times by a very, very similar movement to this one, which is the let's see what we can do to destroy Donald Trump movement.
Okay, give me just a moment. Okay, sir.
I do consider this indictment a complete embarrassment to the American legal system, but I've shown no tendency not to comply. I show up for every court appearance, and there must have been about 20 to 30 of them. There is no history of my being a flight risk, which is the basis
I think I understand your position.
I think it'd be outrageous if you set a bond in this completely political case that comes very, very late.
All right, sir.
3 years.
I don't want to mute you, but I need to move on. Give me just a moment. I understand what your position is regarding release conditions.
Yeah, so she doesn't want to mute him, she says. That's the polite thing to say. I think she's lying. I think she'd like nothing more than to mute him. There's nothing more I would like than for her to mute him. But that video there, by the way, that just demonstrates again how we have multiple tiers of our justice system. Like, do you think that you would be allowed to rant and rave about your conspiracies and, oh, you're being so mean to me and it's so late and everybody's trying to get Trump, and just go on and on? And then even at the end of that, the judge feels they have to be like polite to you. No, you would not be given that. Only someone closely affiliated with powerful and wealthy people does. And I hate that that's the way the system is. But at least now we are moving forward potentially towards justice for these individuals. So here's a shot of those that were actually arraigned and pleaded not guilty. You have many of them being the actual electors. They have no mugshot for Donald Trump, for Rudy Giuliani, because he didn't appear. I feel like you could just put up a photo of him. There are many. I would suggest the hair leaking one, but that's just me. You also have some lawyers, by the way. So John Eastman, Christina Bobb, who I don't know if you can tell, maybe if you're on your phone, you can't, is not happy to be doing the mugshot. Not happy at all. And I guess I sort of get that, as well as a bunch of the John Eastman pleaded not guilty last week. Hey, I'm glad you're here. Listen, in order for the damage report to keep on going, we need viewers like you to become a member on YouTube. Can you click the join button on YouTube today? Thank you. And so look, you sort of saw there in the video that Giuliani is claiming that he hasn't tried to evade justice at all, which is 100% not true. He said he wasn't hiding, that he had publicly revealed his whereabouts. He says he restricts access to his apartment, not to avoid getting a summons, but because he still receives death threats. He claimed that he was the target of an assassination plot by the Iranian government 4 years ago, which I don't know, it's a crazy world. I don't really buy it necessarily. But he was taunting them on Twitter saying, oh, if you can't get to me in the next day, it's not gonna happen. So no, I don't buy this at all. And I love that his like false bravado ended up costing him $10,000. Sharon, what do you make of it?
Is he 12? I know he doesn't look 12, but is he 12? He really went on social media and began taunting the government. Rudy is so far removed from any shred of respect. There is no more left. It's comical. I do absolutely think they should have put up the hair dye picture. I also think that he should have perhaps endorsed hair dye instead of coffee. Look at what we're talking about here, okay? This guy is going to be tried perhaps in all 50 states before it's over. But right now, Arizona's up. Okay, he has nothing left, and he's still making a fool of himself. He's making a fool of himself.
100%.
Wow.
I love that idea, by the way.
Yeah.
That would almost be endearing. It would be clever. He could cut an ad like, maybe you've experienced your hair dye leaking all over your head. Oh, we all know I have. That's why I'm coming out with Rudy.dye. You could do that. See, that would have been clever.
He'd sell some.
He would. He's not a clever man, unfortunately. Anyway, so as a result of the legal proceeding we just had, one consequential thing did happen other than the fact that we're proceeding towards the actual case and that sort of thing. So Giuliani and his legal team did agree to never again accuse either of the women of engaging in any wrongdoing in connection with the 2020 election, that being the women that he has falsely smeared as having tried to overturn the results of the election. An attorney for the women, Michael Gottlieb, said that the admission Tuesday ends Giuliani's efforts to profit off of lies about these two heroes of American democracy. His legal team then came out with a statement being like, it's just until more evidence comes out, and then we're gonna attack them. Okay, great. Anyway, I think it's funny that you mentioned the coffee, because coming out of this, he did use it as an opportunity to promote his stupid coffee, saying it's smooth, rich, chocolatey, and gentle on your stomach. And look, I get wanting people to know that it's gentle on your stomach, but it leaves like a bad image and taste in your mouth when you're trying to convince people to drink your chocolatey coffee or whatever. And he is also, as they always do, just like Trump does, he's linking it to the legal stuff. It's not just a side hustle or whatever. He says that by supporting it, you're supporting our cause, the cause of truth, justice, and American democracy. How about just supporting it because it's good coffee? Unless it's not. Maybe that's why they need to oversell it. But anyway, the case as of right now is scheduled to go to trial in October. We will see if that actually happens. It could be delayed, so many of these are. I don't think that Trump can save him from this if Trump becomes president, but if Trump gets back into the White House, all bets are off. When you click the join button and become a tier 2 member, you get access to all of our weekly top 10 lists. What are you waiting for?